Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video. And today we're going to be talking about what the Los Angeles Clippers offseason plan needs to be after losing to the Denver Nuggets in Game 7 of the first round. It's a tough loss for the Los Angeles Clippers, another playoff loss, another first-round loss for this Clippers team. It was a solid series for them. Kawhi Leonard played well. James Harden played well for you look at the start of the series and the Game 6. James Harden played well. But when you need, yes, James Harden played really good to play out the series, played well in Game 6. When you needed James Harden the most, he played terrible in Game 7. Kawhi Leonard, I thought, was really good all series, but it was not enough. What can this Clippers team do? Zubac was great all series. I don't know. What can this Clippers team do? Is what I asked myself in the offseason to improve their roster, because I don't really know. Trade-wise, I know there's been these rumors about trading Zubac, trading Powell, trying to get maybe a third star next to Harden and Kawhi, but at the same time, Zubac, I think this year showed how valuable he is, and in the postseason as well, and makes James Harden a better player. James Harden is a better facilitator when he is in the pick and roll with Zubac. Norman Powell showed himself to be very valuable this year when Kawhi Leonard was injured. So you can't get rid of either one of those guys. And so I don't know how this Clippers team improves their roster. You can go through the free agency route, but this roster is pretty built already. Nick Batum and James Harden are two free agents that they have, the two biggest free agents they have. And they both have player options. James Harden's a $35 million player option. I would imagine James Harden opts into that player option. Nick Batum is a $5 million player option. Batum's 36 years old, will be 37 in at some point in their Batum will be, it's May now, Batum will be 37 midway through the next season. Batum is a great player. He's a good three-point shooter. I think he's a really nice asset to have the team. But I believe that Batum potentially likes being in Los Angeles. I think it's a spot for him where he really likes to play. Also, he's not going to get much more than $4.7 million. Batum's most likely going to opt into that player option, and they'll have Batum and Harden next year. Now, you got guys like Amir Coffey and Patty Mills and Ben Simmons who are free agents. I think they let Ben Simmons and Patty Mills walk. I think if you're the Clippers, you want to re-sign Amir Coffey, but outside of that, there's really only two roster spots to fill open. This Clippers team outside of that is there's not a lot of space on this roster. And Patty Mills didn't even play for this Clippers team, and Ben Simmons did, but not that much. So this Clippers team, to me, there's not much. You could look at they do have some trade assets outside of Powell and Zubac that I did not mention, for sure. Bogdanovich is a guy you could look to trade. I don't think you should, because he's a great three-point shooter, good scorer, and all that. But also, I think it'd be hard to move him and hard to improve the team by trading him when he does not have a pretty contract at all. So that's one thing to consider if you're the Los Angeles Clippers. So, yes, Bogdanovich is an option. Derrick Jones Jr., that's one guy I think you could look to potentially trade. He's still got 2 years left on his deal and proved himself valuable this year when there was no Kawhi. But if Kawhi is going to be healthy, Derrick Jones Jr. is potentially a trade asset. But at the same time, do you want to move Derrick Jones Jr. when, if Kawhi is down, Derrick Jones Jr. and Norman Powell do a lot for you, and they're both in the starting lineup if Kawhi is down. So, look, this Clippers team could try to make some trades, but I think it'd be hard because Bogdanovich has a bad contract. I don't think you want to move Derrick Jones Jr. I don't think you want to move Powell or Zubac. You know what? I could be wrong. Maybe they do want to move Norman Powell. He just had his best season of his career, averaging 24 points per game, and is on an expiring deal. So maybe they do look to move Norman Powell. I don't know. But this Clippers team, they're going to have the 30th overall pick in this year's draft. I think that's something you have to – drafting a center is something they have to look at number 30. At number 30, you're going to have two guys who were in the Final Four that I think you could look to draft. Alex Cadone, who's 6'11", is someone you could look to draft. Janiah Broom from Auburn is a guy who's 6'10", 6'11". They can look to draft him. They need a backup center to pair with Zubac. They've got Drew Eubanks. He's solid. I really like Drew Eubanks. I liked watching him in San Antonio and Utah, but he's 6'9", and he's the backup center. They need to add in a backup center. I'd look to draft the 6'11" Cadone at 30, or potentially Broom at 30 as well. So they're in the perfect position to land a backup center at number 30 overall right there. But I think that has to be a key thing they have to work on in the offseason, is adding in the backup centers. Right now, their backup center is Drew Eubanks, who's not even 6'10". So, but yeah, I think this is going to be a long offseason for this Clippers team. They need to look to improve their roster a little bit, but they still have a lot of talent with Kawhi, James, Norman Powell, Zubac, but we'll see what they can do. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.